Here's my Katana Scabbard. Now I've thought of putting a design on it, and I thought maybe some cherry blossom. And just recently I heard of a Scandinavian art form called Kolrosa, K-O-L-R-O-S-A. And basically you cut your pattern in with a knife. You then use some type of pigment, be it ground cloves, charcoal powder or something. You rub it into the pattern and then you burnish the wood to seal all your cuttings, and it's like as if you've tattooed the wood. So what I have here, I've drawn my picture on a piece of paper with a pencil, turned it over, rubbed on the back, and I've then got my pattern here. So what I'm going to do is I'm now going to cut this pattern out with my knife very carefully, I hope, and then we'll see how that goes. So I've cut out the pattern now, and you can see if I hold it at an angle, you can see it's cut in there. So what needs to be done next is get some, I've got grapeseed oil, but I think you can use any type of oil, and then you just rub it on like that. I'll just rub the excess off. And then I've got some ground cloves here. Smells nice. And then you rub that into the pattern. I'm using ground cloves because my dad's Japanese war army samurai, a katana, which he got from a commandant of a prisoner of war camp, was treated with clove oil. And even just a few years back, when we took it out of the scabbard, you could still smell the original clove oil, and it was in really good condition, not rusted. So I've rubbed it all in there now into the pattern. Let me just clean that off. Now it's in the pattern there. I just get a little bit more grapeseed oil just to place over the top, and then what you do is I've got my Swiss Army knife here, which I used the little blade to cut it. I'm going to get the big blade, and I'm going to use this piece here just to rub over the top, and you'll see, if you see here, the wood is flat, whereas here it's still raised. So all I'm doing is flattening the wood down, or burnishing it. It just flattens it down and just kind of closes the cuts. Okay, clean my knife. So, and then if we just clean that off, there we have my, I just clean all this mess off my desk. Oops, that's even worse. So here we have our pattern. Let me just get a bit more light on that. If that's focused correctly. Now that's much finer than pyrography. It looks a bit pyrography, but it would be really tricky getting lines that fine. I've used ground cloves, some people use ground coffee. You can use different coloured spices to get reds and yellows. Possibly you could use ink pigments, powdered pigments. I believe the Kol from Kolrosa comes from the word coal, and the Vikings or the early Scandinavians would have used cinders from the fire and rubbed that in. So this now, the oil should just seal all that in, and I'll have a nice fine cherry blossom pattern on the side of my katana. So I hope that's been informative. Learning this new technique has really been exciting for me, and thanks very much for watching.